Straight to the finish. Oh my God!
Unbelievable! Whoa! Dana White's Contender Series just wrapped up a few minutes ago, and Dana did a scrum after, and he was asked about who could be next for this, and he basically said about Dricus du Plessis, I don't like when guys turn down fights, and was kind of like nonchalant about it.
Neither do I.
Yeah, do you think he'll be next? I know Jared Cannonier's here in the backup position as well, and they've been kind to people who do that solid for them, so what do you think they're going to do?
I don't know. You have to ask Dana, but Dricus doesn't know how to play the game. Look, you can't sit on your fucking ranking or whatever and think you got it locked in. This is the UFC. If you look back at the history of the UFC, shit happens, so he thought he was sitting pretty, but he might have to fight 2 more times before I get a shot at this. But he doesn't call the shots. I do. I need you to understand that I call the shots. You don't call the shot, dickless. You need to understand this. You can sit pretty wherever you want, but if I decide to, I might give it to whoever wins between Costa and Khamzat, not you. But Jared's here, backup. I didn't even know it was a backup till yesterday. I saw him, I was like, what are you doing here? Actual, I was like, and he told me it was the backup. I was like, oh shit, shows how much I know. I don't really follow MMA news that much anymore, but when I had the shot at Silva and Gastelum, I had other things planned. I was hurt, the Gastelum fight. That's why I didn't finish that triangle, because my ankle was fucked. So I had it locked on the ankle in the 5th round, that triangle. I had it locked on the ankle that was fucked, and I was like, fuck, I can't cinch it, so I'm going to use to sweep him. So I used to sweep him and get him up. But guess what? I did that camp with a fucked up ankle. There's many times I could have pulled out, but I've still never pulled out of a fight, even though my pull-out game's strong. I still have never pulled out of a fight, ever. And I stand on that.
Conference last time really got everybody excited for this fight. Everybody just seems to talk about the press conference that's going to happen this week on Thursday. Two questions here. First off, when you had that initial press conference with Izzy, did you have a feeling how much that was going to blow up and how, I guess, iconic that press conference would get for a lot of the fans?
I mean, dude, Izzy's just a fucking cringe lord. Everything that guy does is it makes you fucking wince. Oh, did he really do that? Are you really race baiting Dricus right now? How in your brain does this play out for you? So, the thing about Izzy, man, when somebody sucks to that degree, it's pretty fucking easy to make fun of them.
Excitement's pretty high for this one. Are you feeling the pressure to deliver in some of this?
I don't care, dude.
It's kind of like a comedian doing a tour and everyone's kind of...
Yeah, dude. It's not about that, man. It's Izzy is just such a fucking basic whore. I hope he wears his nail polish. I hope he dresses up. I hope he wears his pearl necklace just to show fucking how the fucking cringe lord shows up. He's probably gonna start talking about Disney movies and how he's jerking off to anime and shit. My God, didn't he? Didn't he admit to jerking off to anime at one point? This fucking cringe lord. Fucking hey, even talking about it makes me want to go fucking take a shower. I feel dirty.
Talking about that press conference, it's kind of been spoken about here. A lot of buzz online about looking more forward to the press conference than the fight. I've heard some people say.
Yeah, I guess it's funny. People don't realize that we could fight, right? At the end of the day, man, you just go up there. You just embrace the autism. And I always tell people, I'm not really much of a liar. I will embellish, as we all do. I'm a showman shit, but I always tell people, I always thought I had some moral high ground because I usually tell the truth. But then I'm starting to realize I'm just fucking autistic. And I just can't shut the fuck up. But yeah, no, it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time, you guys.
Obviously, Alex Volkov, he presents a lot of problems both in his physicality, his height, his reach, but as well as his skill set. But does that excite you as an opponent, to be able to see how far you've come in your career that now, you're fighting these top-tier heavyweights?
Yeah, that's my aim. If I want to fight the best. And I fought the best, got a hide in the last 2. But I'm number 5 or whatever it is now, so there ain't no easy fights up here, and I ain't looking for any easy fights. They offered me Volkov, and I said yes. And I think think it's going to be a great matchup. If it's not going to be boring, we're not going to fucking be cuddling each other the whole 25 minutes or whatever it is. Or how many? I was about to say that's ages. Well, 5 minutes, the whole 5 minutes, you know. So.
For sure. And look, last one from me. You know, your career got off to a really, explosive and quick start, some dominant finishes and a lot of fights back to back. Do you think that period where you sort of step back and slowed down a bit, when you got that work in with DC over at AKA, do you think that was sort of crucial for the development of your career to just be able to step back, slow down and focus on developing a little bit?
Well, I think the fighter I am today is very different to the fighter I was on that losing streak, to this losing streak. But yeah, fuck, let's go.
What do you make of Ty as an opponent? Everyone knows he's got a lot of power and he can knock out anyone in the division. But what do you think of his all-around game and where will he pose the biggest threat to you on fight night?
Где он самый сильный к тебе?
He's pretty dangerous with his punch, for sure. Like you can't ignore this anyway, because having a good punch and be exposing opponent is really hard anyway for everybody. So he will be dangerous for me from first second to the end of the fight, for sure. But I have a lot of more, I think, techniques in my arsenal against him, so I will try to use it.
So in that sort of sense, do you believe that as long as you don't make a mistake, you should be able to keep him at distance and win the fight, and it's up to you to make the mistake that would let him win?
Как ты думаешь, самое главное, ты можешь выиграть, если ты никакие ошибки не сделаешь?
No, it's really hard to do to not doing a mistake in a fight, because any fight have for sure some mistakes. It's really hard to think about fight this way. It's really a no mistake fight or something. So it will be some mistakes for sure, but it's more important how I will fight with these mistakes, and during the fight, how it will go. So probably if we speak about being on a distance on him or going close, we'll see, because all fights is more about styles, and we have a much different styles with him. And for sure he will be feeling much confident in a close distance, but in close distance I will also have more wrestling skills, and maybe if he will be too close to me, I can throw him down. So we'll see. All this we'll figure it out this all in the fight. But I'm pretty confident myself, in any situation in fight.